June.
Yeah, and we're on.
Are we really?
Yes, I just counted it down.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, hi everybody.
Oh. What's going on, everybody? Welcome and thank you for tuning in for anything and everything rock and roll. Of course, with a little bit of ADD, as you can just see. Anyway, I'm Zach.
And I'm Robin.
And you're listening to Rock Detention. Gentlemen, where's TJ? How are we doing, Robin?
Hey, we're here. We're doing it. So...
Absolutely. Our hearts go out to TJ and his family. He couldn't make it tonight, but he is definitely here in spirit, in rock and roll spirit, of course.
Absolutely.
Dude, I thought you were joking when you said we're on in 4, 3, 2, 1. I thought you were messing with me.
No. I was kind of looked over and I'm like, oh, hey, we're live in 4, 3.
Wow. Dude, that's the thing with Ecamm is it just goes. Once you hit go.
Yeah. Well, if you have it set up the way, yeah. If you have it set up the proper way, yeah, it just kind of goes. So, I
just want to let you know my G string is way out of tune.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that. Yeah, so, Zach, we're one down tonight. This is gonna be interesting.
I'm no fractioneer, but I'd say we're 2/3 tonight.
We're only 2/3. 2/3 full.
Oh man, there's a joke that what is it? What's the dentist's favorite time of day? Is it 2:30? Sorry, I went there.
You went there.
I'm embarrassed. Anyway,
hey, it could be worse.
I did. Yeah, I know. I could have told a pirate joke, dude. There was a couple. Where did I write it down? Maybe I took a screenshot of it. I wrote, dude. There were some bands I forgot about last week that definitely needed to get some honorable mention.
Okay, I'm all for it.
And of course, they're not written down. Hold, please.
Please hold. Please hold.
Dude, what are you doing this week, homie?
This week, what am I doing? Oh, I'm learning. So I'm finishing a recording session tomorrow, and then.
Are you recording?
I'm the engineer.
Right on.
So yes, technically I'm the one pressing record, so I am recording someone else. But no, I have to learn. So you know the company Slate.
Slate Audio.
Yes.
Like the plug-in company.
Yeah, plug-in company sample. They also have a bunch of samples, but they have this thing called the Slate Raven, and it's their massive touchscreen thing. And we got one at the studio, so I have to spin.
All the faders come up.
Yeah, so it looks like a computer screen, but you can touch it. It's like a massive iPad. So I have to learn how to use that this weekend. So I'm gonna basically be spending the whole weekend figuring out how that thing works.
Dude, I'll tell you what, all you got to do is get on YouTube, and there's probably some 12-year-old on there who will teach you how to do it.
I went there. I looked. I don't like any of the videos I watched, so I'm actually going to call Slate or email them and say, hey, is there someone that could walk me through all of this? Because they have, like, Slate themselves actually has some really good videos on their website to walk you through all of it. But I still have a few questions, things like that. So,
dude, for the record, the reason I said there's probably a 12-year-old who can teach you on YouTube is because that's how I feel about guitar. If there's anything that I have to learn, there's probably some 10-year-old kid who plays it way better than me anyway, already on YouTube, and will teach it to me in a 5-minute video instead of having to hit play on the CD and loop it over and over again. Yeah. Kids are getting really good at instruments at young ages.
And I'm finally starting to see kids that have feel. Like, I'm tired of watching.
Think of it this way, because I have yet to see anything that has blown me away.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not like blown away. I mean, there's the skill of some of these kids blow me away, but it's not like I wouldn't hire them. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this kid knows what he's doing, I'm gonna hire him on a gig. But for me, I finally saw the first. Someone sent me a video, and I'll have to find it. But it's of this young girl playing drums, and she just does a bunch of drum covers of stuff. And it's finally someone who's just laying down the groove, and it's not some flashy fill stuff.
Cool.
FYI, don't ever send me that flashy Philly kids.
Okay, or just, I mean, look, I think it's great that there are 5-year-olds who can play Eruption. I think that's awesome, but it's like, where is the vibrato? Where's the feel? You know, anyone can learn the notes that somebody already wrote.
Right.
But I don't know. It's just, I don't need any more videos of kids playing Eruption sent to me either. So what do you feel about drum videos? Now, I will say, a good friend of mine in Nashville, Ricky Ficcarelli, phenomenal drummer. Dude, he's like Flash Central. You can find him all over YouTube.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he lives the 80s. And he totally, he's super flashy.
Well, I think there's a difference between being flash, like if you're established and you can play flashy, that's one thing, and you choose to do that. But you're established, like you've cut your teeth, you've done the stuff that you've had to play the shitty gigs in the corner of a bar where you just lay down, we're an American band, just doing that for fucking 4 hours. So
I don't know. You just reminded me of. Have you seen This Drummer's at the Wrong Gig?
Yes.
Video.
That's actually like. Okay, what'd you say?
Is that real,
Yes.
or is that okay? So that wasn't like him trying to make a viral video. Like that was really him at a wedding.
So they're a cover band. Like that's an actual band. Like that's their shtick. Is they're a cover band, and the drummer is just this super over the top flashy. There's a bunch of videos of him doing stuff. He's amazing.
Dude, for all y'all who don't know what we're talking about, just go to YouTube and type in "drummer at the wrong gig." It'll pop up. It is one of the funniest videos of all time. I love it, and to this day I still watch it every once in a while.
They're playing the song "Shot Glass Man" by or "Sharp Dressed Man." Sharp Dressed Man by ZZ Top. I always thought when I was younger that they were saying "Shot Glass Man," and I was like, okay.
I mean, it kind of works.
Yeah.
TJ, what do you think about this?
Crickets. So, I hope TJ's tuned in right now, wherever he is, watching this, going, "Oh God, these guys they need me."
He's like, "Why am I part of this?" That's awesome. Okay, so last week we spoke about bands that we've seen live. And there was some that I had forgot to mention. Most importantly, Queen. I got to see Queen right before I left Las Vegas, and it was with Adam Lambert, obviously.
Hey,
on
he's
vocals.
phenomenal,
dude. So good, and what I love about him is he's not trying to be Freddie Mercury, and he even he even does a part of the show where he like gives a little speech. He's like, "Guys, look. Freddie's the man. No one can be Freddie Mercury. I'm just here to play the tunes for you." And I thought that was really cool, And he puts his own spin on it, and he rocks his balls off, dude.
Well, I saw an interview with him a few years ago where he talks about, stepping in to fill those shoes in a band like that. And one of the things that Brian told him was, "Don't try to be Freddie. We hired you because we like you. So obviously these are the songs, and this is how we do the songs."
Sure.
But it's you can put a little bit of you into each thing because you're not Freddie, you're Adam.
Cool.
So
it was fantastic, man. And then I had the absolute pleasure of I actually played with the bass player on an album in London a few years back, and I got to work with him, and it was really cool to, in the future, see him play with Queen,
Yeah.
Mr. Neil Faircloth, if you're listening, probably not, but thank you for all you do. You're a rock star. So there was Queen, and then, dude, I can't believe you didn't say this one, and you're probably going to face and palm after I say it. You ready?
Now I'm worried.
Dude, how did we forget Muse?
Oh my God!
Right? Dude, I saw them at ACL for the first time.
Were we together?
I don't think so. This was
because they've played ACL twice,
if not 3 times.
if not 3. I think
I saw him the first year.
I think I saw him the second time they played, because was it the album after oh my god, the one with the four guys sitting on the front. Oh, I can't remember it. The next album,
Black Holes Revelations.
yes, Black Holes and Revelations. So the album after that was, I think, had just come out, and that was when I saw them.
Yeah, I definitely was there for that.
Yeah, but they played all the stuff, all the great stuff for the previous albums.
So I wasn't a huge fan of them like in high school, and then I saw them at ACL, and I was like, oh wow, these guys are incredible. And then I saw them again in Las Vegas at an arena. The production was absolutely unreal. But I think, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm not a huge festival fan, I preferred the festival show, believe it or not.
So when I saw that, I will say this. I've had friends that have told me that I've had friends that were at the 360 Amphitheater Foo Fighters show and the Foo Fighters show at ACL Fest. And the reason I bring them up is to say that I had a lot of my friends who went to both shows and said that they preferred ACL better as well.
Well, that's not surprising, dude. That could be one of the best venues of all time.
ACL Fest?
Oh, shoot. I thought we were talking about Moody Theater.
No, not Moody Theater. ACL Fest.
Sorry.
Not ACL Live.
Well, shout out to Moody Theater because
absolutely.
I've been blessed enough, including... Did you play
We played that together.
We played Moody Theater, and then I did it with Rock of Ages a year or two ago.
My parents were there.
Hello, parents. Are they tuned in tonight?
I don't know. We have 5 lovely watchers right now.
500 is what he means.
500, yes, 500. Dream big.
I'm pretty sure my parents are watching, so hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Has CJ commented yet on anything? Like, what the hell are you doing?
No, but Keith did. Keith just commented and said, Attack is looking oddly like TJ.
Keith, what is up, brother? I love you, man. Miss you. Keith's a rock star, dude.
Yeah, he is.
He plays his ass off, dude. Like, one of my favorite guitar players out of Vegas, and he reeks of rock star. Dee Snider posted a picture a week or two ago, and I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Keith! And it's like Keith in the air, dude, full rock star. I think I sent it to you and TJ because TJ's really good.
Because in the background of the picture, there's a Zach like in the shadows.
There's me. Was in the picture. I should have like emailed Dee and be like, yo, dog, why didn't you tag me?
Oh man. Yeah, I was trying to think of other bands to deserve honorable mentions. I will say this.
Will you say it? I bet I'm
going to say it because I will say this. So while I've seen tons of pop punk shows throughout my entire life, just because I love that genre, none of the band, I would never put any of the bands up there with like some super amazing, flashy, show. Like, it's a good concert to go to and hang out with friends and enjoy the music, but they're not, they're not the beacon of like, this is what a rock show is like.
Sure.
But I will say All Time Low put on an amazing show at the Moody Theater.
Okay.
Since you brought up the Moody Theater, that I was like, oh, that's right, I went and saw them there.
Is that the dudes who did the acoustic set at the Hill Country Galleria?
Yes.
When you bought like that 30-foot iPod cord?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I show up to Rob. I hadn't seen him in a while. This was when I was living in Vegas. He's like, hey, meet me here. He's like, check out what I just got. He got like a 30-foot lightning adapter. He's like, dude, I can be on stage and charging from 30 feet away. Like, that's great, Robin. You probably still have it, don't you?
So my favorite story about that cord is I was playing a gig with Dave Scher, who is one of the greatest musicians. I was going to say guitar player, but I stopped myself because not only is he a phenomenal guitar player, the guy can play everything else. And
yeah, sing.
Yeah, he can sing his ass off. He can play piano. He's an amazing organ player. He's a phenomenal guitar player. And he can play the violin and the drums and the bass. It's annoying. how
Dude,
amazing this guy
him,
is.
Eric Johnson at the Paramount Theater
Yeah.
back in February. Dude, he is quite the all-around musician.
Yeah,
I've always loved his guitar playing, but when I saw him play everything else, I was like, what?
I know. So, but I was playing a gig with him. Excuse me. And I had the cord like tucked inside my jacket pocket, and he goes, "Hey, do you have an iPod cord?" And I was like, "Why, yes, I do." And I just handed him the end, and he just starts pulling the cord out of my pocket. And
Like the clown.
he's like, "This is ridiculous."
It is ridiculous, dude. But it says Robin all over it.
Yeah, it is.
Nope.
That's my kind of humor.
Okay, but I interrupted you. So you were seeing All Time Low at ACL.
Yeah, at the ACL Moody Theater. So this is so for those of you that don't know, ACL Austin City Limits is what that stands for. Austin City Limits started out and still is a television show. It's actually, I think, the longest running music show in television history.
That's really cool.
I think because it started in the 70s and it's still going today. But about a decade ago, about 10 years ago, they built the Moody. The W Hotel came into Austin and built a thing, a massive hotel downtown, and inside the hotel is the new home of Austin City Limits, and which is referred to as the Moody Theater, and so that's what we're talking about.
ACL, that's funny. I know it's the Moody Theater, but I usually just say ACL. But I guess then people would think I'm talking about the festival.
Or the people in Austin will be like, "Oh, Moody Theater," like, yeah. But that's just an Austin thing. Like if we're talking about this outside of Austin, people would be like, "Wait, what? What are you talking about?"
What? No,
So
you saw them there.
I saw them there, and they were phenomenal. And so yeah, I
Were they track heavy, or was it a lot of instruments?
there were definitely tracks, but the thing that I noticed, there's no amps on stage. They all run Kemper touring, so
Cool.
which could lead us right into the gear talk that we will have probably for this, where we will talk and nerd out about gear.
Absolutely. I love gear, man. For those of you who don't know, I am a gear junkie. I love collecting it, love buying it, love selling it. I want it all. I want all the guitars.
All of them, every single one. I need to get to the part of selling gear. I am not good at selling gear. So,
dude, I can help you there. Like Craigslist and eBay is my jam.
well, it's not about I have the ability to sell it. I don't want to sell it. I'm the person who looks at it and goes, I may need this.
Oh, yeah,
I'm a slight hoarder when it comes to musical equipment.
And Nerf guns, apparently.
Yes, for anybody wondering, that is a fully automatic Nerf gun in the corner.
For anyone wondering.
Yes, everybody's wondering. Everybody is wondering what the Nerf gun.
Okay, back to digital. Here we go. So I'm actually playing digital right now. What y'all are hearing is a company I work with called Positive Grid. I love their software, and even Robin got onto their software. Are you still digging it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've you just cleared and wiped my whole computer, so I'm just glad this podcast is working tonight because I had to reinstall everything, and
Right.
I've got I installed what?
It's running smoother, isn't it?
I hope so.
You tell me.
It seems like it's running smoother. But apparently Keith wants your Fender amp. Also, to backtrack real quick, Keith asked us a question. He said, "What was both of yours absolute first concert?"
I don't know. It was probably something with my dad because he was always at shows.
My first concert that big concert was Billy Joel, Elton John, but the first concert that I can remember going to see was my dad's band, Beds on the Fairlands.
Right on.
But I know that I was going to concerts before that. So.
Of course. I mean, if I had to take a guess, it was probably like Eric Johnson or Sleep at the Wheel, like any of my dad's friends. It could have been Jimmy Vaughn. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do remember some of the youngest concerts I can remember is I remember seeing Los Lonely Boys at what's that venue by Grandpa's store? Famous, small.
Sea Boys. No.
No. Saxon Pub.
Yeah. Okay. Saxon Pub.
I remember seeing Los Lonely Boys at Saxon Pub way before they were signed.
Yeah.
And they had just come into the store that day, and I met them there, and they bought a Strat from us, and they played it that night, and they saw us walk in, and they knew I was a big Stevie Ray fan, so they did Pride and Joy for me, and so I definitely remember things like that, and also that's about as early as I can go.
Yeah. Now. Anyway. I'm gonna jump right in. I want to know what this Fender amp. Is he talking about the machete?
Yeah. So that's on top. They only made the machete for like 2 years. They made it in a combo, which means it has a speaker built in, and they also made it a head. I'm explaining for the people, Robin, not for you. I know you know what a head in a cabinet is.
Well, I'm gonna ask a really dumb question later. So.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, they made this. This was like Fender's go at a high gain amp, or they go into the distortion side, because Fender's known for clean amps, and so they came out with this, and I fell in love with it. So I got the combo version, which is square, not rectangular like that, and it has a speaker built in, and fell in love with it, and then saw that I found this one online, and I had to have it, and so yeah, that's the story on that amp. They sound great, man. What's cool about them is they're 2 channels, but it's really kind of like 3, because on the clean side, it's got you can pull the knob out, and it's got a crunch section on it. So it's more like clean, crunch, and then you switch over to channel 2, and that's the balls to the wall distortion.
Yeah.
And it's a super versatile amp. It's got a built-in digital reverb. It's not a spring reverb like traditional Fenders, which is cool, because if you go and set something on it, it doesn't go crazy.
Shake.
And it's an amp that I will absolutely never sell.
That's probably smart.
I sold the combo, and I regret it.
His amp is heaven on earth. Thanks, Keith.
Keith, you're dreamy. You're dreamy, Keith. I miss
Yeah, I had a friend that I used to, like when I was much younger, he had a Fender with a spring reverb in it, and when he would take a solo, I'd go over and smack the amp. Make it do.
Yeah, dude. That's what it does.
I thought it always sounded good. But yeah, okay, here's my stupid question. And I've never asked it because I've always been like, God, they're going to ridicule me. 30 years old people, I'm asking this question for the first time. What is the difference between distortion and drive?
I don't know. I was trying to do wop, 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 wop.
Feel free to face palm, everybody. I know.
No, it's all good. So, wow, so when I think of distortion, I think of like high gain.
Yeah.
Like that's what I consider distortion. And then there's crunch, okay, which I'm just gonna turn my volume down a little bit. So as I turn it down, you see how it gets cleaner?
Yeah.
And it's got a little grit to it. That's crunch.
Right. So what's drive?
And drive is like another name for gain. It's how much gain you're putting into the. As far as I'm concerned, drive is like the gain knob.
Okay.
How much gain? So how much distortion?
Okay.
Heath, do you agree with this?
Yeah, I've always been like, I know I lean more towards liking distortion pedals for my guitar, but my amp has this I play a hand-wired Vox AC30, FYI.
Why did you make your voice lower when you said that?
Because it is a sexy amp, and it's the only way to say it. But
wired Vox AC30. Now I sound like a pirate.
Now you just sound creepy.
Thank you for flying Southwest. I'm gonna be your pilot.
Yeah. So Keith says overdrive versus distortion. Overdrive wins. And that's what I hope I made that clear. That's what I meant. Is what's the difference between overdrive versus distortion? That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. And overdrive is more close. I call overdrive a crunch tone. Now Keith, he's a huge Jimmy Page fan. He loves Led Zeppelin.
Of course,
And
because
absolutely. And one of the best. He used to play in a Led Zeppelin tribute, and maybe he still does. I don't. Do you, Keith? I don't know. He nails it, dude. Tone, playing, everything. But anyway, so overdrive is more like Jimmy Page. That is an overdrive sound.
Okay.
A crunch sound. In that I call it crunch. And then if you take someone like Zakk Wylde, that's distortion or high gain.
Okay. Fair enough. No.
Now, the more you know.
So that's distortion.
That is distortion or high gain distortion. Absolutely.
Okay.
How's it sound? Does it sound good?
Yes. Okay.
Thanks.
Noted.
What did he say anything?
He goes overdrive equals Keith, distortion equals Zakk.
Absolutely. Well, Keith, if I was as good as you, bro, I wouldn't need so much distortion to cover up the dang mistakes. Dude, ask me more gear questions.
More gear questions. Okay, I'll ask you this. Phaser or flanger?
I don't really use either of them, so I couldn't tell you which one I prefer.
Phaser.
I don't.
The correct answer is phaser. Flangers are cool for like a little bit of a thing, but oh man, a good phaser.
I think of Eddie.
I think that's that MX90.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that Phase 90 pedal.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
The orange one.
The orange pedal.
Say.
Orange.
Just drinking some sparkling water. Am I saying it right, Keith?
Yep. Keith's with me. Phaser.
Okay. It's cool. I'm more of a chorus guy. I use chorus.
You'll see when I bring my stuff over. I have a phaser on my.
A phaser?
A phaser. I have a phaser, and then I've got this thing called a phase modulator, and Ibanez made what?
I don't know what a phase modulator is.
I'm gonna tell you what a phase
modulator
modulator
well, thank
is.
God for you, dude. All right.
So I have no idea the technical aspects of what the difference between a phaser and a phase modulator is, but a phaser gives you that what he referred to the Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, you mean
sound.
Like this?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
That's a phaser.
Anyway, sorry. Dude, as you talk about these pedals, I can bring them up.
My phase modulator has this weird thing in it that does because the pedal's actually broken. So
why are you talking about it?
What?
Are you talking about a broken pedal?
Yeah, because it's amazing, but it still kind of does what it does. But
it doesn't sound amazing if it's broken.
Well, maybe you can fix it when I bring it over.
Yeah, dude, I got a screwdriver. Bring it over.
Bring it over. We'll open it up. I'll hit it a couple of times. It'll work.
I'll tell you what, dude, taking something apart and shaking it a little bit and putting the screws back in sometimes works.
It actually does. I've done that with like PlayStation controllers and remotes and whatnot. You just like take it apart, like clean the dust out, and then put it back.
Believe it or not, I'm actually a big electronics geek. Some electronic things actually, they ground to their casing. So sometimes the back cover being on is what completes the circuit.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to take it off and get it seated correctly and tighten everything up. It'll work just fine. You're reading something. Oh, dear.
Keith, if I were rich, I would buy all the flanger pedals in the world and dump them in the ocean.
Wow. Well said, Keith. Now we know how you really feel.
Yep. Another thing that I really love. Have you ever messed with a ring modulator? I can't make them sound good at all in the slightest. But
I don't even think I've ever heard that word, ring modulator.
Oh, I've got a pedal. I'll bring it over. I'll show you. It's really weird. I can't even describe what a ring modulator does or like what it sounds like. It's just
the drummer is schooling me on effects pedals.
Hey, I did my time in a music store.
I mean, to be honest with you, in my defense, dude, I'm meat and potatoes, bro. I plug straight into the amp and go. I don't really use effects. It's not really my thing.
See, and that's where you made your comment earlier to Keith about, you know, if you were good enough to need, you know, that you could use overdrive. I have to have a whole pedal board because I have to mask this. Like, this is not. I am not a guitar player by any stretch of the imagination.
Passive, dude. You're just different style.
No, I'm good. But yeah, I can't. Like, I play rhythm guitar. That's it. The greatest that I would ever aspire to be is I want to be a really, really good Malcolm Young. Like, if I can get close to that level of rhythm guitar player, I'm good.
I mean, dude, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
So that's. I would strive to be like that, you know. I think a lot of people don't realize how important rhythm guitar is. Everyone. Okay, you're reading something. I can see.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say everyone is. For the most part, everyone is so infatuated with shredding and solos and all this stuff, which is cool, but the rhythm is so important. Without the rhythm, like, that's where the feel is. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's why, you know, people, that's why I said, like, at the beginning of this whole podcast, I said, don't send me flashy,
absolutely,
you know, these kids that play flashy drums or can shred up and down the guitar or the bass or whatever. It's like, Send me the guy that's playing, you know, a solid backbeat. Send me the kid that's playing a solid backbeat, or a kid playing the guitar that's just holding it down with a rhythm.
Totally, dude. I'll tell you what. I don't know the kid's name, but there is a bass. I think it wasn't a drummer. No, it was a bass player. There is a bass player. This kid, and it's going around. Instagram.
Is he like? Is he young? Is this young tiny white kid that's playing? I think the bass looks almost just like gargantuan on him.
No.
Okay.
But I'll find one and I'll send it to you.
Because I've seen several kids recently that
like oh my gosh, what, I can't think of his name. Not Jocko.
James Jamerson.
No, famous bass player. Come on. Why can I not think of his name? He lives in Nashville.
Billy Sheehan.
No. Victor Wooten. Plays like Victor.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Absolutely. Okay. I mean, this kid's like 7 or 8 years old. And he plays a little short scale bass. It's awesome. Love it.
The kid that I saw recently, the one that I was talking about, he plays a full-size bass, but he's so small that, like, he's like going up. He's like way up here to be on like the low notes, but he's just thumping the heck out of the bass, and it's just this solid, just bagoon, and I'm just like, there we go. Finally, someone just grooving.
Groove is, dude. Like, take our favorite music, for example, or at least this podcast's favorite music, which 80s metal. I mean, it's all about the groove. That's all rhythm, you know. Solos are cool, but that's really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, yeah. It's to me. It's the. That's why.
Sorry. Got excited.
If you start playing, I have to stop talking because I think I cancel you out when I'm talking. So.
You got the power.
I like the power. That's why, to me, one of the best feeling songs out of the 80s is Autograph's Turn Up the Radio. Just that beginning. Just the beginning of that just the way that feels. Oh, it's so good.
I used to know that song. I played it in Battle Shop. Don't ask me to play the solo right now.
Battle Shop?
Metal Shop?
Oh, you said Battle Shop.
Did I?
You did.
Yeah.
You done
Actually,
did.
Actually, it was called Metal Gods.
Really?
Yeah. But it's Metal Shop, Metal Gods, all the same company.
Okay.
Awesome. We had a lot of fun, dude. We used to play in Salt Lake City.
Never been.
Oh, Liquid Joe's. Great city. Seriously. Highly recommend, dude.
All right.
If it wasn't a dang near pandemic right now, I'd say get on a plane.
I'd say we should do an episode there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would totally do it.
Eh.
Did you just hit your head?
I did.
It's one of my favorite riffs from Rock of Ages. I love that.
What's your favorite riff that you played in Rock of Ages?
I just played one of them. Too much time.
One of them. I said, what is your favorite? What is like?
I couldn't just say one. I mean, the intro. Cool.
I don't think you loved it enough then.
Oh. Did we do a medley after the first half? At the end of the first, not quarter. What's it called? First act. Sorry, it's been a while. We did, and there's this really. I don't know why. Come on, feel the noise.
Yeah.
I love. It's just super fun to play. You know. That's why the show's so fun.
That was a fun show to go see. I think one of my favorite crossovers in that show, like the like songs that they blended. One of my was the "We're Not Gonna Take It" and "We Built This City."
We built city
on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Yeah, so that's part of the medley. Yeah, absolutely. I know what you're talking about.
I just love the way that they blended that song. I thought that was really cool.
The mashups in that the mashups in that show are absolutely unbelievable and so well thought out.
Yeah,
seriously. But there's some brain teasers in there, man. Seriously.
Oh yeah. It was one of those where like I was watching and listening to y'all play, and there was one point where I leaned over to my friend and was like, they have to be playing with tracks, because I'm not seeing how, like, who's playing this lick right now. Like, I'm staring at both guitar players and I'm not seeing the lick.
No, it is all live.
I know it is. Hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean that was always the coolest. You know, when people be like, "Hey, so y'all are playing the tracks, right?" No, it's all live, dude. So that was always a cool compliment when people thought we were playing the tracks.
I think I still think the best part is the, and I still don't know how you do it. And part of me wants you to tell me, and part of me is like, no, I want this to forever live in a mystery. But for those of you that didn't see the show, or the touring one with Zach in it, the way that they started the show was, you come in, you sit down, you get your seats, and they already have road cases out there on the stage. And so when they start the show, they open the road case at the front, and there's Zach standing in the road case, and you're going, when the heck did Zach get in the road case?
Hours earlier.
And I want to know how you did it, but I don't at the same time. I like the
mystique of it.
The mystique of it. But you had a pedal board for that show, right?
I did, absolutely. My pops built it for me. It shout out to Pops, thanks so much for all your help. At Pull String Steve. Excuse me.
What was on your pedal board?
It was a very simple pedal board. So we were using Positive Grid bias minis on that tour. Those were in a rack, and then I had a 4-button switch, and that just switched between. It treated it like an amp head, and I just had essentially 2 channels. I had crunch and distortion. So glad you asked the difference. And the crunch was barely crunch. So if I needed to play clean, I just roll my volume back a little bit to clean up the whatever. And so there was 2 tones and 2 volumes for each tone. So I had dialogue crunch, full crunch, dialogue distortion, full distortion. And when I say dialogue, I had different volumes for if there was a character on stage talking, so that I'm not playing over them. So they're
kind of you.
So if you watch the show, there's a lot of tap dancing going on, but it's fun. It keeps me on my toes, and it helps out the sound person, by adjusting the volume, so they're not always having to ride faders. But anyway, so I went straight into a volume pedal. The Ernie Ball MVP, which I highly recommend to all you guitar players out there. What I have on my personal pedal board is the JHS Ernie Ball. It's a mod that JHS does. I'm telling y'all, the MVP sounds identical to it. It's way cheaper. So MVP by Ernie Ball, highly recommend. So I went into that, came out of that into my chorus pedal, and that is it. In my effects loop, I was running the delay. I had a delay pedal as well. And that's it, dude. It was a super simple pedal board.
What delay pedal did you use?
All Positive Grid.
Oh, okay.
They have a modulation pedal and a delay pedal.
Nice.
I used both of those. And I didn't even use chorus. I actually used tremolo, and I only used it one time during the show. Tremolo is on Every Rose Has Its Thorn at the intro, and that's it.
How does the intro go?
Oh, Lord. I don't remember. It's been a while, man.
Come on, man. You gotta keep these things in your head.
I'll work it out for next week. I remember let's see. There's a solo. I remember that.
Oh, good old CC DeVille.
I love CC DeVille. Cheers.
Empty bottle.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
I think CC's one of my favorites out of the 80s. He was just fun.
Absolutely.
Everything he did was just fun. I mean, Unskinny Bop is one of the best, rhythm riffs.
Anyway,
I love that line. I mean, they had such fun songs in the 80s. Totally. Oh man, my brain just fried out. Was like, nope, we're not gonna remember what year we're gonna go to. So
it's all good. Hey, did Keith ever say anything else?
He just said he despises pedal boards. That's pretty much the only other thing he said.
Dude, Keith is meat and potatoes like me. When we did all the D. Snyder shows, I mean, he had his boost pedal, and a tuna. I think that's all he used. I don't think there's anything else.
I'm gonna say this right now. Next time we do a gear episode where we talk about nerdy stuff like this, yeah. Keith's gonna be our guest.
Absolutely.
And if he's already been a guest before, that's great. He's gonna come back because he keeps chiming in, and I'm going, man, we should have had him on tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So my apologies for not thinking of that earlier. But because we'll get super nerdy.
Absolutely. I also want to get Christian on for the gear stuff because he's a big tone whore as well.
Okay, I'm for it. I was forced to use a drop tune pedal.
Okay. Keith, don't hate. Let me tell you. So what a drop tune pedal is, for all y'all who don't know, it's made by Digitech. Shout out to Digitech. Love them. The drop tune pedal is a pedal that digitally can change the pitch of your guitar. So, for example, if you've got a song in drop D, and then you've got a song in drop B, and then you've got a song in drop C sharp, you can use one guitar and just change it with this pedal, and it does it digitally. And there's like small millisecond of lag, but if you don't want to lug around, 3 guitars, it's an awesome pedal. But I don't think Keith was a big fan of it.
No, clearly, because he's put like the sad eyes emoji.
Yeah. Keith, did you have bad luck with it? Was that why you're not liking it? Did yours go out, or did you just not like what it did to your tone? Because they are known for taking some of the high end out.
We're going to have to wait about 15, 20 seconds for that response.
So what you're saying is I should play something?
Until... Oh, wait.
Okay. Did he respond?
He hasn't responded directly to your question, but he did say, until Zach forgets to use it and he's in the wrong key.
that happened! Oh my gosh! That happened with Desire. I think I either forgot to turn it off or I forgot to turn it on. And I started the song. Oh my gosh! And I'm sure D looking over like, what's going on? Because, Keith's over there playing. And I'm playing.
I like how he knew it was you. It's like, he didn't look at Keith, he looked at you.
I don't know. I don't freaking know. It was an accident. The shows were awesome.
He hasn't responded to it. But anyways, yeah, there's so many pedals. One of my favorites of all time, and so I know some guitar players really are good, like, they're not huge Tom Morello fans. I love Tom Morello. I think he's an interesting guitar player. I don't think he's like the beacon of proficiency. I don't think it's like, I'm not looking at him like I look at CC DeVille, who's like, this kind of shredder guitar, but he thinks outside the box when it comes to a guitar, which I really love. So, the Digitech whammy pedal.
Dude, so the drop pedal
Yeah.
is one of the functions of the way it started in the whammy pedal.
Oh, okay. I just love I was like, that's what I thought when you said Digitech. I was like, the whammy pedal?
Absolutely. So there's a section of the whammy pedal that, you can change your keys by half-step increments, and they just took that portion out and they took away the wah-wah pedal thing and just put it into a little stomp box. So dude, it's metal and it's very very well built. So highly recommend. But you have to make sure you either use their power supply. Power. I'm talking like TJ. Sup, dudes? You either have to have their power supply, or you have to make sure you have a pedal power that can provide enough milliamps for it. Because if you under milliamp that thing, it goes haywire.
Okay.
So always remember that. I know you're probably never going to buy one, but if you were,
I probably will buy one. Excuse me. That came out of nowhere.
Would I put it on the pedal board in the chain full time? No. Do I keep it with me every gig I do? Absolutely. Because that pedal is essentially a second and third guitar.
Yeah.
It's a tool. And it's a tool that I think all guitar players should have.
I am not a left-handed musician, Keith. No.
What did he say?
He just said, Robin, are you a left-handed musician? So.
No.
No.
That's an interesting question. What made you think that?
Yeah, I'm very curious as to what.
Probably because you're dang to your.
Because my screen's reversed, and I have a weird. So.
Robin's weird, guys. He's anal. Seriously.
So I have my screen reversed for the incredibly vain and shallow reason of, if I look at myself on there and I see that my hair is messed up, I'll go do this, and if it's reversed the other way, I'll like inadvertently go the wrong way and it like messes it up even worse.
Dude, I am now on purpose going to go screenshot this portion, and this is going to be what I share tomorrow when I say, did you miss the episode? Well, you can go hear things like this. Gosh.
So no, that guitar is not backwards. It's my screen is reversed. So yeah, my screen actually looks
okay.
like
Hold up.
So, but yeah, it
nothing
bugs me.
changed.
Well, not on yours. On theirs, it did. I reversed it.
Okay. Hold
Actually,
up your right hand.
I can leave it that way because I've got the second screen now, so I've moved it out of the way. This is my right hand. So one of the reasons that it bugs me when I look at these
to each other.
be excellent. One of the reasons it bugs me, not just because of the hair thing, but because when I put up my right hand, it's on the left side of the screen, drives me nuts. So
You're anal, dude.
I know I'm weird. And I understand I'm super weird. So now that we went down that giant wormhole, yeah, now that we went down that wormhole of my vainness and wanting my hair to look nice, as I'm wearing headphones and like crushing it down,
Freak.
Yep, I'm a freak. So, but no, I'm not left-handed. My mother is, but I'm not. My girlfriend's left-handed too.
Hi, Molly.
So, hi, Mom. Hi, Molly. She's probably listening. Or she's asleep because she has to get up early for work tomorrow. She is an early riser.
I woke up early once.
Yeah, the last time I think I woke up early was for a flight to go see her.
Dude, I actually woke up early today. I woke up at like 7:30, and what's that?
Do you want a trophy?
I mean,
do you have one?
If you're offering one, absolutely.
I will get you a trophy that says I woke up early once.
Yeah, I did, and it was cool. I mean, I didn't get out of bed till like later than 7:30, but I was up, and I guess I enjoy the morning. I do love like having my coffee and my green juice and whatnot. But I don't know, dude. I don't understand these people that wake up at like 5:30.
Gross.
Yeah,
she
not
does.
for me.
Molly does that. I can't do it.
Yeah, but
I mean, I can, but
there's people that wake up at 5:30 and they want to like work out at 5:30.
Yeah.
I don't, because I don't wake up and think, I want to run. No, I don't want to run. I want to go back to bed.
Have you seen Adam Sandler's video that he released recently? His like COVID video.
No.
It's I think it's called "Then Go Back to Sleep," but it's like all these things. He's like, it's like this weird rap thing that he does, and he first thing he's like, you know, I get up out of bed and I put on my pants, you know, put on my shirt, brush my teeth, then go back to sleep. Like, and it's the whole thing is just all about like how he does these little things and then goes right back to sleep. So
he's a smart man, very smart.
He is. He's a very smart man.
I mean, I don't know. So y'all don't think I'm a lazy mofo. I work out 6 to 7 times a week. I'm a runner. I love running. Just not at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, I got to keep these thin, lanky arms in shape somehow, right?
I mean, thin and lanky is a shape.
Inflatable flailing car salesman. What is that line from Family Guy? Wacky
wailing, arm flailing, inflatable tube man.
That's me, folks. Right on, dude. Did you have any other gear questions for me?
Well, I mean, I could go on and on and on for the rest of the night about gear questions.
Same here, dude.
But
can I say a few things about gear then?
You can say whatever you want.
You mean it?
Yeah. Go ahead. You can do it. It's fine.
So
okay, we're gonna let you go ahead.
Love my positive grid stuff, especially for recording because you can go directly into the computer and sounds awesome. But dude, I'll tell you what, dude. I've been away from these amps for a while, and they're on top of a 412 cabinet. For those of you who don't play the guitar, that means there's 4 12-inch speakers in there. And dude, there is just something about standing in front of a 412 cabinet, moving that air. It's unreal, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say. Digital stuff is awesome, but tube stuff is really cool too.
So, Lisa has a question that says, how soon after you wake up do you pick up your guitar? Do you practice every day?
I try to play the guitar every day, just to keep my fingers limber. Especially if I'm getting ready for a show or whatnot. I like to run through the show. A lot of the shows that I do have what's called board mixes or monitor mixes, and I'll play along to them. for practice. But I actually don't touch the guitar right away. I have a morning ritual that I do. You know, I do my green bottle of water first. Start with a cold bottle of water, then my green juice, and then my coffee with collagen. Like I just my morning, I have a ritual, and then usually by the time I've had breakfast and whatnot, then I'm like, okay, it's guitar time. And actually, am I boring you, dude? You're
No,
funny face.
you're not boring me at all.
On Monday, I worked with a producer out of Nashville, phenomenal guitar player. He's a session cat, and wait, there was a point to this story. Oh, so I've been playing acoustic lately, because my personal stuff, like obviously, like my living comes from like playing 80s metal and rock and roll, but the stuff that I write is actually kind of poppy, acoustic poppy stuff. So I've been playing a lot of acoustic lately. That's what I did on Monday. Great story, bro.
Yeah, good story, Hansel.
Okay, dude, Zoolander 2 was on the other night, and I didn't.
It's okay.
I haven't seen that.
The first one's great. The second one.
So anyway, did someone say something?
Keith said he stood in front of your rig once and it blew a ton of air.
Okay. Thanks, Keith.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking I need a glass of whiskey.
Okay, well, I mean, dude, we don't have to go to 69 minutes tonight, man.
Oh,
I mean,
wait. Oh, I misread the clock then. Okay, yeah. We got another 10 minutes.
Absolutely. I mean,
I misread the clock.
Call it short because we don't have TJ tonight.
We, for those of you wondering what the heck just happened, we had talked earlier and we were like, okay, this is just two of us. We should probably have a code word. That way, if it's like starts failing, we can bail. And I was like, okay, my code word will be whiskey.
Bro, I legit thought you wanted a glass of whiskey, so I was like, dude, we only have 10 minutes left. You should.
Oh, well, great. That makes this even better. And I didn't think it was failing at all. I looked up and I saw, an hour and 8 minutes, and I'm like, oh, we're at the end. We made it. And so I was just joking. But no, we also have that stupid 10-minute thing in front of it.
Absolutely.
Give people time to get into the waiting room.
Absolutely. Well, dude, what I call it? I am good.
I don't want to call it. I don't know. I like talking with you.
Okay. Well, I want to play some more guitar, man.
Well, what kind of a guitar is that?
This is one that Dad built me years ago. It's just a trash can find. Some knockoff Les Paul body and bunch of parts.
What's the headstock say?
It's a Zack Attack. Come on, dude.
You gonna show us?
Well, of course, dude.
Nope, can't. There it is. Nope, left.
Your other left.
Yeah, your other left. Thought that would have been your right. My bad.
Yeah, I still am a huge Zakk Wylde fan, and so I had my pops put EMG pickups in it. That's these bad boys right here, and they're active, and it's of course the 81 in the bridge and 85 in the neck, and it's great, dude. I love the 81. I'm not crazy about the 85. It's a little boomy, it's a little bassy. I prefer the 60 on the EMGs, but go ahead.
Don't you know it's all about that bass? About that bass? Never mind.
I think.
Stop it.
Stop
it.
They released next.
Now you do something with your guitars that I've only ever seen you do. That I actually think is a brilliant idea.
Oh shucks!
It's your strap lock.
Oh. Well, I wish I could take credit for this, dude.
No, I know I figured you.
That Zakk Wylde is when I got the idea.
Okay.
So it's just an eye hook, and then you use just normal carabiners from Home Depot. To strap it in.
So strap in
and rock.
And rock. Would you be up for another Rock of Ages tour, or would you move on with your career?
I would absolutely do another tour. Absolutely.
Okay.
Dude, I love the show. The show is so dear to my heart. It's super fun to play, and I would do a tour in a heartbeat.
I don't know what Keith is referring to in the comment section.
Well, go ahead and read it. Here.
He's saying, no, he stole it from me. Bullshit.
Keith, I love you, brother. But I assure you, I stole this from Zach Wilde in 8th grade.
Because I remember you having those things on your guitar in high school.
Yeah. Honestly, they're just on this guitar now. I've moved on to the Dunlop push button ones. You know what I'm talking about? Not the pull ones, but it's circle and it has a little button in the middle.
See, I have these guys.
Yeah, so that's the pull style. That's the Schallers. And I use the Dunlop, which is the push style. I like them because they're low profile, and it's cool because you can put them on all your guitars, and then I can have one strap and just really quickly switch them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I like these things. You know, I put them on all my guitars and switch out, except for my acoustic. My acoustic has its own strap on it. So
that was an odd way to say
things.
Everything you just said.
I'll just set that back there.
Right up. Let's talk about your. What are you plugging into? Aren't you coming over one day this week?
One day this week, so you can help me reset up everything. Because I haven't played. I literally ripped my entire pedal board apart and just put everything back on it in their boxes and stored it because I haven't played in a year.
Well, I know that you play
guitar, but I haven't played a show.
He plays a hand-wired Vox.
I play a hand-wired AC30 Vox, British made. So I play this beautiful, wonderful Fender Telecaster. I play this beautiful, wonderful Fender Telecaster through a Vox. As I get it stuck in my cord here, through so it goes from that into my tuner pedal, obviously. But then I have a Jetter Gold, which makes it kind of sound like a Marshall. So
it's like an overdrive pedal.
Yeah, it's like an overdrive pedal. I tend to prefer, now that you've explained all that, I tend to be on Keith's side of the equation. I tend to prefer overdrive to distortion. Although I love a good distortion, because I've got the MX 78 badass distortion, which I love.
I'm not here, but I'm sure I'll be playing with
you. You will. But yeah, I do that, and I had a whole bunch of stuff. I've got a Hall of Fame reverb that I absolutely love.
Awesome.
And
or the full size one.
Full size.
Right on. Can't you? Doesn't it have a function where you can
take your phone? You can take your phone and hold it up to the pickup and put new things in the.
What I'm thinking of is there's a delay that they have by TC Electronics.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I have the rewind. No, rewind?
No, it's called a flashback.
That's right, flashback.
It's called a flashback. You literally hold down the pedal and you with your guitar strings you go and you can set the tempo of the delay with your guitar strings. How cool is that?
Oh, yeah.
You need to look into that.
I need to look into that because I've got a Memory Boy as my delay.
I personally don't trust it, but it's a really cool feature.
Yeah, it is. No, I have a Memory Boy because I like having a tap delay.
Is why I have the DD20.
Right. But honestly, if I could figure out a way to just kind of plug my guitar direct into the amp and not have anything in front of it, man, that AC30 it sings when you just plug your guitar direct in.
Absolutely. Well, dude, pedals it's resistance. You are going through electronics and it is going to muffle your tone. It's going to change your tone.
Right.
So that's why I want to start playing with the effects loop with you, putting stuff in the effects loop.
Okay. Let me give it a shot because my AC30 has one of the things that I love about Voxes is that you can do this cool little patch cable trick where you like plug into the clean channel, but you plug a patch cable into, so each channel is low and high. And so there's 2 channels, and you can take a patch cable and plug into the high, plug your guitar into the high of the clean channel, and then a patch cable into the low of the clean, and then patch it to the high of channel 2, which is the distorted channel, and it does some cool stuff wiring wise.
Lost me at high, bro. I don't.
Wanna get high?
Yeah, dude. I look forward to, dude. Like I said, I am so simple. I plug straight into the amp. So teach me about this patching.
I'll teach you about patching.
Patch
the cables and patch the bays.
Right on. Dude, this is exciting, man. This is exciting. I look forward to hearing your stuff, and I look forward to what day are we doing next week?
We need to talk with TJ because he will be in Florida this weekend. I would like to do Thursday, but I know that he's got. For those of us, so we're not sitting here having some random conversation. We're figuring out what the best day is for all of us to sit down and actually make this podcast really work. And what really makes it work is the fans. We love all of you.
Sure. Let me know what day y'all want. Shoot, maybe it's Tuesday.
Hey, whatever works. But so yeah, we're on the glorious episode number 6. That's what this is, or day 6 as we refer to it.
Episode.
Yes, it's an episode. Day 6, but we're lining up some guests. Keith is going to be one of them, and we've got a slew of other people that we're going to bring on.
And let us know who you want to see.
Yeah, if you've got a suggestion of who you want to see, let us know. We'd love to do it.
Especially if it's in the rock world between the 3 of us. There's probably a good chance of us
being able to do it,
getting a hold of them somehow.
Yep.
With social media, dude, it's in a godsend, you know?
I mean,
you can get whatever you want now.
Okay, so one last quick question in the last 50 seconds we have. Who's your dream guest? Like the one person that you would be like, if I could get this guy on the show, that would be amazing. Or this girl, this person.
Oh, Lord.
I know who mine is. But you first.
I don't know why Russell Brand is
knew it.
in my head.
I was like, it's either going to be Zach Wilde or Russell Brand.
Well, really? Right on. I would love to get Zach Wilde on here. Yeah, probably Zach Wilde or Russell Brand. One of those two.
One of those two.
What about you?
Paul McCartney. And I know that's probably never gonna happen, but I'm putting that intention out in the world.
Absolutely. Well then, shit, I want to get Ozzy on here.
Well, yeah, go big.
I thought you meant like obtainable or like.
No, I said it. Who's your dream guest? That doesn't mean obtainable. That means who's your dream guest.
Dude, Ozzy. I would love to talk to Ozzy.
Yeah, I'd absolutely. Yes, I would love to talk to Ozzy too. I'd probably be sitting here the whole time going.
Shit! Dude. Oh, and of course we got to get Def Leppard on here.
Yes, all of them.
And Poison and Bret Michaels and everybody.
We just got CC in the comments. So, but we are at the end of all of this. I do need a glass of whiskey now. Actually, Scotch is really what I need.
Then is this where I take it home and then give it back to you?
This is where you take it home and hand it back.
Okay.
However you want to end this.
Guys, thank you so much for... this is an awesome episode. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And God bless, and we'll see you next week. Robin.
All right. Next week, we'll figure out the day. We'll post about it. We're going to get a lot better at posting. But to end it all, yes, again, for those wondering, that is a fully automatic Nerf gun in the corner. And I think we're doing class dismissed.